This is Eyewitness News Weekends.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Katie Steiner. Now, we have been so spoiled with all that fall weather earlier in the week, but if you stepped outside at all today, summer is back with a vengeance. So we're going to head into the Weather Center with Chris Franklin. And Chris, it is hot and humid and disgusting again.
Wait, hold on. I'm trying to tweet our pictures out. Okay.
You could have done that before the show, Chris.
I'm not fast on it. It does not feel so nice outside anymore.
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, new this morning, British police arrested a man for questioning about the London subway bombing. Police haven't charged him or released his name, but we do know that he's 18 years old. Police say that this is a significant arrest after the day after the bombing injured more than 24 people. They also hinted that there could be one more person involved. Britain's terrorist threat level is still at critical this morning, which means that the government thinks that another attack is imminent. Now in St. Louis, a mob hurt at least 10 police officers overnight. Police arrested 23 people during protests over the acquittal of a former officer. The protest started after a judge found Jason Stockley, who is white, not guilty. The former officer was charged with first-degree murder in May 2016, about 4.5 years after shooting and killing Anthony Lamar Smith after a high-speed chase. Smith was African American. An attorney for Smith's family said that the family is devastated and appalled by the verdict. The family called for peaceful protests, but some protesters broke windows and splattered red paint at the St. Louis mayor's home, and police used tear gas to break up the crowd. Now in Baton Rouge, the coroner says the LSU student who died after leaving a frat house had a really high blood alcohol level and THC in his system. Now THC is the chemical that you find in marijuana. The East Baton Rouge coroner released a preliminary autopsy and toxicology report in the death of 18-year-old Max Groover. And now police are trying to find out if hazing had anything to do with his death. Kristen Pierce has more. Max Groover's death is also calling attention to heavy drinking. Jade Cunningham went to LSU's Alcohol and Drug Abuse Center to learn about what happens to a person once they drink too much. So on average, a person's body can usually handle about 1 drink per hour. So slowing down or pacing yourself between drinks is recommended. Also, never drink on an empty stomach. And if you go to a party with a friend, make sure you keep an eye on each other. Now, still ahead, how can you protect your credit information after that massive data breach at Equifax? We'll take a look at some of the steps you can take to prevent your private information from illegally spreading. And the city unveils a new program to get fresh food to more people just by going to a corner store. Welcome back. In the wake of that hack attack that threatens more than 143 million Americans' personal information, Equifax has announced that its chief information officer and chief security officer will leave the company immediately. The hack could affect half of all Americans. So how do you protect your identity, especially since they may have stolen your social security number? Well, Meg Ferris reports. While these steps may keep someone from opening credit in your name, it won't protect medical, criminal, and government identity theft, like tax returns, social security benefits, or someone getting medical insurance in your name. Now, more people here in New Orleans will have access to healthier food at a local corner stores. It's all thanks to a new initiative launched by Mayor Mitch Landrieu. The initiative is called Healthy Corner Store Collaborative's Good to Go. 5 stores like Danny's Food Store are taking part in this program, particularly in low-income areas and so-called food deserts where fresh, healthy food is not readily available. Now, since its launch, staff say that about 72% of the produce delivered is sold within its first week. The program also offers delivery to seniors who can't walk to the store. The 5 stores who are participating in this project are located in the 9th Ward, Treme, Uptown, and the Bywater. So now we're going to head over to weather with Chris. Chris, have you finished posting to Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of that?
Oh, no, I forgot.
Ah, shucks. Gosh,
I'm almost on top of all the social media.
You got one job, Chris. Come on.
No, I've actually got several jobs. That's just one of many that I may not have gotten. Actually, I did already post.
Welcome back. It's 8:25 on this Saturday morning, and today is a very special music anniversary here in the city. It's the day Beatlemania took over New Orleans.
I think you'll understand when I say that something. I wanna hold your hand. I wanna hold your hand.
On On September 16th, 1964, the Beatles performed at City Park Stadium, now renamed Ted Gormley Stadium. An estimated 12,000 twisting and shouting fans packed the stadium to see John, Paul, George, and Ringo perform. Tickets were about $5. That's awesome. The show consisted of about 11 songs and lasted only 30 minutes, but even more than 50 years later, it's a great memory for everyone who was there. That looks like so much fun. Now we have a lot more coming up in the next half hour of our show, including Chris's forecast and so much more, so stay with us. Welcome back. I'm Katie Steiner here with meteorologist Chris Franklin. It looks beautiful outside, but the minute you go out there, it's so hot.
Yeah, it's hot, it's muggy.
Do we get the cool weather back anytime soon?
Not in the next 7 days. We're very, very close to, that's not what you were looking for. We're very close to the start of fall, but that's meaningless here.
Darn.
Sorry.
Shucks, we tried, Chris. What began as peaceful protests in St. Louis got out of hand overnight. Protesters were furious over a non-guilty verdict of a white police officer who shot and killed a black man. Chris Martinez has the details. British police have arrested a man for questioning about the London subway bombing. All we know is that the suspect is 18 years old. Police say that this is a significant arrest the day after that bombing injured more than 24 people. ISIS has claimed responsibility for this attack. Britain's terrorist threat level is still at critical this morning, which means that the government thinks that another attack is imminent. Now, the London terror attack marks the 5th attack in the UK this year, and the Saints are playing there in just 2 weeks, and there are a lot of New Orleanians that are going to that game. Lauren Bale has more on safety concerns there. The Saints will take on the Miami Dolphins in London on October 1st. The preliminary autopsy of the LSU student that died says he had a highly elevated blood alcohol level and marijuana inside his system when he was taken from a frat house to a Baton Rouge hospital. 18-year-old Max Groover died Thursday shortly after leaving the Phi Delta Theta frat house. Now that chapter has been put on suspension, and so has all other Greek activities on LSU's campus. Officials say that a complete autopsy could take up to a month. Groover's death is being investigated as a possible hazing incident. So what happens to your body when you drink more alcohol than your body can handle? The East Baton Rouge coroner answered that question after talking about his early findings on the death of that LSU student. Now, in other news, the city of New Orleans is hosting its 4th annual Ceasefire Peace Festival today in Central City. City officials are partnering with local businesses and nonprofits to organize the event, which is aimed at promoting nonviolence. It's from 3 to 7 today on O.C. Haley Boulevard, and it's part of the mayor's NOLA for Life initiative. There will be food and music, of course, it's New Orleans, family activities, health screenings, and more. The event is free, and it's going to be open to the public. Now, still ahead on Eyewitness News, trying to be healthy and subbing artificial sweeteners for sugar? Why, you might not want to do that, coming up. And Meg Ferris has a story of a mom here in New Orleans is doing anything for her daughter to get help for a rare disease. How you can help this desperate mom, coming up. Welcome back. In medical news this morning, those artificial sweeteners might be doing you more harm than good. Researchers in Australia say that people who eat a lot of artificial sweeteners may actually increase their risk of getting type 2 diabetes. The small study found that artificial sweeteners actually reduce the body's ability to control blood sugar levels. And for obese people who already have type 2 diabetes, European researchers say that 6 meals per day instead of 3 is better for blood sugar control. A new study suggests so-called healthy obese people may be at extra risk for heart disease. Doctors in Britain warn that even overweight patients who show no signs of diabetes, high blood pressure, or high cholesterol are more prone to heart problems. Now, here in New Orleans, a local mom is stopping at nothing to find a treatment for her kid's incurable disease. But it's not that easy. From funding, interest from researchers, and the most problematic is time. In this Medical Watch report, Meg Ferris shows us why the mother is looking for your help. Willow's mom says that even with all of the medical knowledge out there, she was surprised to learn that there are 7,000 rare diseases and 95% of them don't have any treatment. We posted links to our website if you want to help out, wwltv.com. Okay, so it's a big day in college football.
Yes.
So predictions, LSU.
I think they'll win.
Tulane.
They're playing Mississippi State. Tulane.
They're playing OU.
I don't think so.
Not so much. What about the Saints?
It's going to be tough.
I know.
Maybe they'll have the home field advantage against the Patriots, but It's going to be a hard one.
I think we'll be able to tell with the first couple of drives.
Yes. If
If
they
it's
can't
close,
get things
then-
going, then just enjoy
Exactly.
the tailgating.
Exactly, good idea. And then the LSU game is not here, right?
Right.
So we'll have to watch that on television. But
Right.
it should be good. I think
No,
it's going to be great.
and weather all across the southeast will be fine. So our forecast, if you are doing any tailgating tomorrow,
The good news, if you're going to the game, tailgate early and then go into the air conditioning. So we're
exactly
good.
right.
We will see you guys here at 6 o'clock for our next newscast tonight. Thanks so much for joining us.